crash in Bangor this morning ended with a lot of spilled milk. We've got the details. Good afternoon. I'm Susan Farley. Maine State Police are hoping somebody can help them identify a burglary suspect. And Governor Janet Mills is proposing change package initiatives that she says will address some of Maine's most pressing problems. Legislative Republicans say they aren't impressed. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories in just a moment. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Thursday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks across the Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Let's get into things right now. Radar and satellite looking really good right now. We had a little bit of precipitation outside of the country earlier, but for now we're looking pretty good. Just a few clouds passing through, a lot of that coming from the north. We have high pressure in control for us, so it does mean some very nice weather proceeding forward before we have a little bit of shower and thunderstorm action as we head towards your Friday. So futurecast moving forward, a partly cloudy sky for us today in a few spots, but a lot of sunshine otherwise. But notice more clouds on the way later on tonight into tomorrow as our next system begins to move in. Winds overall will be out of the northwest today at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe a few higher gusts from time to time. They'll switch out of the south and west as we head towards your Friday, but nothing too ridiculous in the wind department anytime soon. So for today, upper 70s, mostly sunny, and it's awesome today. Maybe a few clouds from time to time as well. Northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, upper 40s, mostly clear, not too bad either, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, here we go, mid-70s, scattered showers and thunderstorms possible. Most of that will take place during the afternoon period. That southwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, a lot of sunshine, temperatures making it into the upper 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. An accident in Bangor this morning resulted in quite a mess. A delivery driver from Oakhurst Dairy took an exit off I-395 a little too quickly and ended up rolling his truck into the guardrail. State police say the driver was injured and was taken to the hospital for treatment. The Department of Environmental Protection and Clean Harbors were also called to the scene to remove the milk so it wouldn't end up spilling into the local ecosystem.
They're removing the milk from the truck and then putting it into a container so that it can't continue to spill into the roadway.
It really can't be used at this point. It has to be thrown away.
Yes.
The DEP says a milk spill like this can be deadly to fish if it ended up draining into the nearby Penobscot River. That's why they also block storm drains and are being so careful to remove all the milk before the truck debris could be hauled away. There's no word on the condition of the driver at this hour. This week's dry and windy weather created perfect conditions for wildfires around this state. An out-of-control brush fire in Bucksport is an example of what fire crews have been facing. The Bucksport Fire Department responded to a report of a brush fire at 30 Wilkins Orchard Road Wednesday morning. The owner of the property quickly alerted the fire department about the situation, but he did not have a burn permit. The fire was easily knocked down, but according to Bucksport Fire Captain Pam Payson, the lesson here is to always get a burn permit before starting any fire.
Please, get a permit. If you're not given a permit, it's because the conditions are too dry or the wind is too much. So something inconsequential that looks like a small fire can turn huge exponentially in seconds, and then you just can't catch it.
Burn permits can be acquired through the Maine.gov website or your local fire department. Bucksport has decided it will not issue burn permits for the time being. A fire on North Palermo Road in Freedom damaged a building and shut down the road for a few hours. Montville's Fire Public Information Officer Karen York says the fire was called in around 12:30 p.m. as a brush fire. She says high winds caused the flames to spread to a nearby garage, igniting tires and spreading across the street, starting a forest fire. Officials believe the fire was accidental. Freedom Fire Department Second Assistant Chief Tim Turner says the fire was caused by sparks from a plasma cutter. Mutual aid was called in to keep the fire from spreading further. The Maine Forest Service also assisted in putting out the forest fire by dumping water from a helicopter. Residents who live near Schoodic Lake could be impacted by smoky conditions today. It's part of a planned burn along the railroad right-of-way in Lakeview Plantation and Brownville. The main goal of the burn is to eliminate light forest fuels within a 25-foot distance from the tracks to reduce the risk of wildfires caused by the railroad in the future. Maine Forest Service specialist Kent Nelson says approximately 2 miles of railroad right-of-way near the southern part of Schoodic Lake will be burned. The fire will be carefully controlled with flame heights limited to 4 feet. However, he says some camps and homes between the south end of the lake and Medford may experience temporary smoke impacts. The burn was scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. Maine State Police are hoping somebody can help them identify a burglary suspect. That person can be seen in this video. They say the individual is wanted for questioning in relation to multiple burglaries and thefts in the towns of Orland and Orrington on May 9th. If you have any information or you can identify this person, call the Bangor Communications Center at 973-3700 and ask for Trooper Gregory Ramp. Access to quality, affordable childcare can be a big challenge for many Maine families. On Wednesday, lawmakers spoke about bills they presented that could help to relieve that burden. Our Matthew Jaroncic has the story.
The legislature, we say, please hear the cries of Maine working families and enact real solutions to the child care crisis to help Maine working families.
Senate President Troy Jackson and Senate Majority Leader Eloise Vitelli presented bills LD 1726 and LD 1799 to the Health and Human Services Committee and Education and Cultural Affairs Committee. Both bills are intended to help fight the current child care crisis. LD 1726 would double the wage stipend for child care providers and expand eligibility for working families to participate in subsidy programs for child care. LD 1799 would improve access to public preschools across the state.
In this moment, it is in our state's best interest to ensure Maine's families have access to high-quality child care and strong pre-K programming.
Mainers who attended the press conference say these bills would go a long way in helping them deal with the stresses child care brings.
If I had to pay full price for both of my girls, I would be paying double what my mortgage is, which is unheard of. It costs our families in the end, not our government.
Senate President Jackson says he's going to do what he can to provide relief for families who are struggling during these tough times.
We see them, we hear them, we understand that this is a crisis and we're trying to do something meaningful for them as soon as possible.
In Augusta, Matthew Jaroncic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Governor Janet Mills is proposing change package initiatives that she says will address some of Maine's most pressing problems. The change package is an amendment to LD 258 legislation that includes the remaining budget initiatives for fiscal years 2024 and 2025. The package initiatives were not included in the current services budget, which was passed by the legislature last month. Maine's Constitution requires a balanced budget, which is what prompted the governor to introduce the change package yesterday. In the package, the governor proposed using surplus and projected revenues to tackle Maine's housing shortage, fund food services and emergency shelters to address homelessness, and strengthen Maine's emergency medical services system. In response to the governor's proposed initiatives, legislative Republicans issued a joint statement that said, quote, "We don't find the governor's change package responsive to the times or responsive to the needs of Maine people." Coming up on ABC7 News at noon, 2 local hospitals are getting a lot of money to ensure the future of health care in the Bangor area. We'll have the details after the break.
This is our latest hearing aid, packed with 20th century technology. Why beige? To blend in. You know, so it's almost invisible.
You mean like this?
How did you do that?
Treat your ears to $260 off Eargo 7.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA Insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
Bangor Floral is your perfect destination this Mother's Day. Since 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful Mother's Day gifts for almost 100 years. Featuring new colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets that have warmed hearts for generations. We also strongly support the Buy Local movement by purchasing directly from local farms and suppliers. Bangor Floral, 332 Harlow Street. Experience a flower shop like no other this Mother's Day.
Hey, Maine. How are you? Yes, you. How are you really? It's a question we rarely ask ourselves. But to Northern Light Health, how you are means a lot. So we're out here asking and encouraging you to ask the people in your life, starting with yourself. So ask away. Then connect with us at northernlighthealth.org/howareyou.
Want your clothes to smell freshly washed all day without heavy perfumes? Try Downy Light In-Wash Freshness Boosters. It has long-lasting light scent, no heavy perfumes, and no dyes. Finally, a light scent that lasts all day. Downy Light.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
Maine Maritime Academy students aboard the training ship State of Maine began a global tour Wednesday morning, giving students some real-life training as they visit ports around the world. Devin Dagnall has the story.
Over 200 Maine Maritime Academy students began a 68-day journey as they set out to sea Wednesday morning. For approximately half of the students on board, it will be their first seagoing experience.
It's a lot of just not knowing what's going to happen next, but we know it's going to be exciting.
Before the crew returns to the Castine shore on July 19th, they will visit 8 foreign and domestic ports in New York, Philadelphia, Azores, Spain, Germany, Northern Ireland, and Boston.
I'm really excited to go to the Azores, but honestly all of Europe. I've never been to Europe. I've pretty much just been to the States and Canada, so anything is going to be new and exciting for me, and I am so excited.
President of the Academy, Jerry Paul, will be joining the crew along different legs of the journey. He says this is a very important tradition for Maine Maritime Academy.
But today is an extraordinary day. It culminates an entire academic year at Maine Maritime Academy, but it also culminates 80 years of history in this state. Behind me here is the training ship State of Maine. She's named State of Maine because she represents this state.
This trip marks the 26th voyage of the training ship State of Maine, and it may be one of its last. The Academy is awaiting the arrival of a new ship within the next year or so. Once the new vessel is in use, the current training ship will be decommissioned.
So I'm quite excited to actually be back on board her for one of the final voyages.
Maine Maritime professor Robert Carter was one of the freshmen aboard the training ship for its maiden voyage back in 1997. Now, he's back to help his students learn beyond the classroom.
Oh, it's a great feeling to see the changes. It's a great feeling to be back on board after all those years. I'm also just so happy to work with midshipmen. It kind of reminds me of myself when I was here as a freshman and later as a junior.
If you would like to follow the ship along its journey, visit cruise.mainemaritime.edu for up-to-date tracking. In Castine, Devin Dagnall, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
In a joint press conference with St. Joseph Healthcare and Northern Light Health, the family of John Weber announced a generous donation to both healthcare providers in the Bangor area. Weber's estate made a partial distribution of $9 million to Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center and St. Joseph Healthcare Foundation. They say this is just the beginning, with several $1 million anticipated at a later date. This all comes from John Weber, a native of Bangor and longtime supporter of the community.
What we have today with my uncle's gifts is a continuation of the Webers across generations' commitment to civic support with organizations within the Bangor community that are near and dear to family members' hearts.
Certainly we're going to continue to support our mission in primary care, and then we'll be looking at really trying to transform care to look at how we can keep people healthy out in the community.
Northern Light Health says a gift of such magnitude has a tremendous effect on patient care, one that will be felt for generations. A training program that was launched in the midst of the pandemic has helped to address a growing workforce problem. Our David Ledford has more.
It makes a whole lot of sense to actually have people on the trucks while you're learning.
Northern Light Medical Transport's Work to Grow program has streamlined the career path for emergency medical technicians. The program offers students real-world experience behind the wheel of an ambulance, as well as classroom training. Northern Light representatives say the idea began as a way to solve the industry's staffing shortage, building the entire course in just 3 weeks.
Staffing it was at a gradual decline for a little while, then it really dropped. We had a 30% drop in staffing overall for our EMS, all 5 divisions. That was kind of the biggest inspiration.
The program runs for 7 weeks, with nearly 100 hands-on hours in the ambulance. A recent graduate of the program says the experience has been life-changing.
There's only so much you can learn from in a book when you're reading it. You don't know how to operate the radio and actually apply the knowledge that you've been tasked with. So being able to actually have that hands-on experience is really just invaluable.
Students are hired as full-time employees while they learn. After completing their training and obtaining their license, they are promoted to EMTs. 45 students have graduated since the start of the program, all from different walks of life. Program instructors say that almost anyone can pursue the program if they're interested in helping others.
It's pretty amazing to see someone come in with no public safety background and kind of learn and grow and watch that growth throughout their process. And it's also had an effect on our staff that we've had a long time as well. The students have really kind of brought life back into the atmosphere.
To learn more, visit the Northern Light Medical Transport and Emergency Care website. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Coming up after the break, the World Health Organization is concerned about a commonly used item. We'll tell you what it is when we return.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
Herman Meadow is a very user-friendly golf course. We have some very good rates. We have discounts for military people. We have discounts for seniors, individual and group lessons for juniors.
The greens, especially this year, they're in excellent shape. It's not a course that won't allow you to hit the ball 10 or 12 times on any hole and still have fun.
There's some challenges out there, but there's also some risk rewards.
It's convenient. You can come in Union Street, you can come in Route 2. It's just in a great location.
It's just a fun place to play.
Comfort Shoes and More is your destination for all of your spring and summer footwear essentials. We have trained podorthists on site, and our friendly, caring, and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are fitted with the proper footwear that is perfect for you. We have Power Lace shoes, the self-lacing shoe activated by your body weight. Just step in and go. We have many new sandal styles from Hoka, Teva, Power Step, Stride, and more. Come visit Comfort Shoes and More in Newport to find the perfect shoes for you.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in this state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit any new truck. Our full-service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
I must tell you, I think the setting is beautiful.
The price of an engagement ring rockets.
I gave her the option of better emeralds at much more cost, $1,200 to $1,600 a carat.
And all of a sudden it's going to cost her how much more money?
$6,000 more.
This jeweler's word wasn't as good as gold.
Twice as much as your original proposal, and you already have $3,200 of her money. That's a problem to me, sir.
Next, Judge Judy.
Thursday at 5, only on ABC 7.
Situation at our southern border as the Trump-era policy Title 42 is set to expire just before midnight. We're learning more about new rules for asylum seekers and what to expect when the rule ends tonight. ABC's Morgan Norwood is at the U.S. southern border near El Paso, Texas, with the latest.
This morning, migrants are crowding at the southern border. In California, volunteers serve sandwiches in San Diego.
Behind us, we have migrants who are asylum seekers, some of whom have been here for
6 days, 7 days.
In Texas, drone footage shows the lines in El Paso. And in Brownsville, the National Guard in place as Title 42 expires late tonight. President Biden says it's going to be chaotic at the border for a while.
Look, the purpose of what we're doing now is making legal immigration more streamlined, illegal immigration shorter term improved, and move in a direction that people know that there's a legal way to get here and not a legal way.
A new policy by the Biden administration will require migrant families seeking asylum to be subjected to home curfews and GPS monitoring while immigration officials determine whether they should be deported.
We are making it very clear that our border is not open, that crossing irregularly is against the law, and that those who are not eligible for relief will be quickly returned.
House Republicans expected to vote today on a new bill that would further restrict asylum and build more of the border wall. President Biden says he'll veto the bill if it passes.
If you don't like our bill, what's your answer? What's your plan? What are you going to do?
Aid workers say while some migrants are aware of Title 42, many are not.
They're risking everything to come to the United States because they cannot be in their home country.
Another new rule by the Biden administration says migrants must have paperwork filed before they arrive, or they'll have to wait 5 years before applying again.
Here in Maine, the House of Representatives has voted to enact a bill that would boost funding for Maine sexual assault services. An estimated 1 in 5 Mainers will experience sexual assault at some point in their lifetime. The legislation, sponsored by Representative Holly Stover of Booth Bay, would provide money to fund mental health care positions at each of the state's 7 sexual assault centers. Providers would be trained to deal with the mental health needs of those who've survived sexual assault, sexual exploitation, sexual violence, and trauma. The bill faces further votes in the Senate. The World Health Organization is warning that massive efforts are needed to reduce salt intake as millions of lives are at risk. With more, here's ABC's M. Wynn.
Sodium is an essential nutrient, but when consumed in excess can lead to several health issues such as heart disease, stroke, and premature death. A global target to reduce sodium intake 30% by 2025 was put in place, but the World Health Organization says the world is currently off track to reach this goal. The global average estimate of salt intake is 10.8 grams a day, which is more than double the organization's recommendation of 5 grams a day. They say that implementing sodium reduction policies can save an estimated 7 million people by 2030, but so far only 9 countries have implemented such policies, and the United States is not one of them. Sodium in prepackaged or ultra-processed foods pose a great risk to high sodium consumption, things like frozen meals, canned foods, and deli meats. The CDC recommends checking nutrition labels, opting for foods that say reduced sodium, and looking for fresh, frozen, or canned veggies with no sodium added are all good ways to reduce your intake. And be sure to talk to your doctor if you have any concerns about your sodium intake, as they can direct you to resources and guidance that may be helpful. With this Medical Minute, I'm M. Wynn, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
We're here today to set the record straight about Dupuytren's contracture. Surgery is not your only treatment option. People may think their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
Ready to create your backyard oasis? Alexander's Professional Landscaping will work with you to create your perfect outdoor space. Work one-on-one with our landscape designer to create a unique garden to fit your family's personal aesthetics and lifestyle. Have our pros install your new lawn, deck, or patio. Schedule a consultation today by calling 573-4497. Alexander's Professional Landscaping, the way landscaping should be.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jim Mark Construction Products can help you.
Taylor Events and Equipment Rental in Bangor for all your wedding and events, tents, tables, chairs, and more. Also, see us for your home project equipment rentals. Taylor Events and Equipment Rental, 1179 Hammond Street in Bangor.
If you're planning to travel overseas this summer, you can expect to pay up. Travel app Hopper reports that tickets for flights to Europe and Asia cost about $300 more than they did last summer. An increase in demand and higher jet fuel prices have led to higher ticket costs. The average price for a ticket to Europe is $1,167 for a round trip this summer. That's a 36% increase compared to a year ago. Ticket prices for flights to Asia are up 24% at $1,817 per ticket. That's a lot for travel. Now let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Here we go, your full weather forecast brought to you by Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, they are Paramount. Give them a call for a free estimate today. All right, let's get things rolling, though. A few clouds are developing after this afternoon. We had a little bit earlier this morning, even a little bit of rain outside of the country where a system is currently parked over there. But for us, though, looking pretty good. We have high pressure right overhead just to our south and west. Another system out toward the north as well. Nothing too ridiculous over time, but this system will have to bring us a few chances for showers and thunderstorms coming up for the daytime tomorrow. On top of the active weather we're watching across the western parts of the U.S. as well, where a lot of showers and thunderstorms continue to develop out there during the afternoon period. Wave heights not too bad here at home. 2 to 3 foot wave heights being reported according to some of the buoys out there. So again, looking pretty good overall. But water temperatures, not so much. I know temperatures today will be in the upper 70s in the air temperature department, but the water temperatures in the upper 40s. That's still considered pretty cold to allow hyperthermia to happen. So for those wanting to go into the ocean, definitely want to be smart with that, though, and maybe either have a water suit on or just avoid it altogether so that way you don't catch hyperthermia. So futurecast moving forward for today, partly cloudy sky will be the general idea. In a few spots, other areas will be mostly sunny. It'll be rather nice out there, but a few more clouds on the way later on tonight. So we'll be watching for our next system that will begin to approach. But again, as we head towards Friday, the clouds move in, showers and storms are possible. We'll keep that going at least to early Friday evening before it starts to taper off again as we head towards Saturday morning. It seems to be getting to calm down. But otherwise, so gusty winds on the way during the afternoon period. Today reaching up to around 15 to 20 miles per hour in a few spots. No big deal as well. The sustained winds will be at around 5 to 10 miles per hour overall. We calm down later on tonight, and we're looking pretty good as we head towards the daytime period for your Friday. Our average high temperature is 64 degrees. Upper 70s today. That'll be well above normal. Mid-70s for your Friday. Lower 70s for your Saturday. Cooling off a bit more on Sunday before we're back in the 70s Monday. And the 60s again Tuesday and also in here Wednesday. So for today, upper 70s, mostly sunny and just awesome out there today. That northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, upper 40s on the way again, mostly clear with the wind overall looking nice and calm. By tomorrow, here we go, a little bit different. Mid-70s on the way, scattered showers and thunderstorms on the way, especially during the afternoon period with that southwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Paramount Paving extended forecast. A few leftover rain showers are possible on Saturday. Highs in the lower 70s. That'll mainly be an afternoon chance before a partly cloudy on Sunday. Highs in the low 60s and mostly cloudy Monday. Highs in the low 70s.
Thank you, Devin. Well, here's a sure sign of spring. We're having our first News on the Road show in Hamden tomorrow night. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.